Understanding marriage makes a life of two individuals totally different from what they were before. But what is the major ingredient which makes the marriage successful? The key ingredient is something that we've been doing always, but not realizing that it has a style of being done. Communication is something which is the key ingredient of a successful marriage. Are we not communicating with everybody? Are we not been doing this before? Why is it in marriage it is so important? The first step of communication is active listening. Are we listening to the spouse? Is a major question. Are we talking to the spouse? Is the second question. We are telling to the spouse. We are indicating to the spouse what is need to be done, not precisely explaining what you want from a perspective that the other person will also encode what you are saying. So, communication is a cornerstone of a successful marriage. Research says that one needs to be connected with the spouse at least 6 times in a day. We are all working from the morning to the evening and we are tied up with our work. But technology is in our hands and it's in our favor that we can text our spouse just to say, hi, did you have your lunch? How's your work going on? How are you doing? These are small things which makes the other person understand that you've been thinking of them at this moment. These are small tips that one needs to practice in their day-to-day life. But most of the time, our communication becomes a matter of, in fact, explaining to them, why aren't you doing this? Or more of complaining, why can't you do this? Why is it you've not been doing this? This is not communication. This is more of complaining. Your communication should be one where you can observe what the other partner is telling. Give a positive stroke. Express a positive feeling about the person and then explain what you want. Of course, you need to wait for the response. Only then the communication is complete. So I understand that young couples from today onwards will understand the value of proper communication, starting with active listening as the primary need for communication. Coming to the next topic of what is more important other than communication is accepting your spouse with certain flaws they have. Your spouse may not be up to the expectation that you want. Let me ask you a question directly. Are we up to our expectation? No, not most of the time or not all the time. So, how do we expect somebody to live up to our expectation? Life may make the person understand as we start living together. But till such time, you need to accept your person with the minor flaws they have. Help them to understand if it is causing a problem in the relationship so that they can also find ways to change those behaviors of theirs. Otherwise, what happens? Your expectation is not met by the other person, which leads to intolerance between both of them and creates a lot of friction between the couples. So understand to accept your spouse with the minor flaws where you can still explain with the method of communicating by observing the behavior, expressing with a positive stroke, explaining your need and waiting for the response. Your marriage is definitely going to be heaven and you will enjoy your life from there on.